What up, Giants fans? In today's show, we're going to go through the latest injury report around the Giants. Some big players, Azeez Ojulari, Ben Bredeson. We got some good news surrounding them. And then we're going to go through a preview of Giants versus Washington. I'm calling it a must-win game. So I need everybody to stand up. Do your part. Don't jinx it. I am superstitious. If you want to beat the Commanders, go down right now, like this video. Don't be the guy or the lady that wakes up Monday morning with the season potentially over because you didn't like the video. Don't be a fraud. Go down right now, like this video. And this is where this season starts. That's what Brian Daboll told his football team today at Monday's practice, saying this is where the season starts. And I completely agree. You have a huge game coming up against the Washington Commanders. We'll break that down. I'll give you the latest injury news as some players were elevated off of injured reserve. Then I'll give you my Giants versus Commanders preview, and I'll give you my keys to victory for the Giants to win the football game this Sunday against an NFC East rival. This is must win, guys. If you have any playoff aspirations, and I mean you, the New York Giants, Brian Daboll, Joe Shane, Mike Kafka, Wink Martindale, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, everybody. If you guys have playoff aspirations, this is a must-win football game. Because right now, you have the same number of wins as Washington. The Giants are in the 6th spot because they have one less loss. They've also played one less game. I don't know. I think the Giants are 7-4. Washington is 7-5. They haven't had their bye week yet. So you got one more loss, same number of wins. If you lose this game, you are potentially on the outside looking in at the NFL playoffs. You got 2 more games versus Washington, 2 more games versus the Eagles, and you got the Colts, and you got the Vikings. You got 5 more games, or 6 more games left. You got to win 3 of those games if you want to get to the playoffs. Starting by beating the Washington Commanders in your house has to happen. You lose this game, it is going to be very hard to make the playoffs. You control your own destiny right now. Go out and let's win a freaking football game. So big news on the injury front. Designated for return this week, Ben Bredeson. The Giants' offensive line was much better when Bredeson was there, so hopefully he's back this week. Azeez Ojulari coming off IR. They could use him immensely this week against Washington. We'll get you some stats on why Ojulari could be such a difference maker. And then Tony Jefferson. Sounds like he could be good to go. He was also elevated off IR. So you got 3 starters, or I guess a 3rd safety in Jefferson. Not really a starter, but he got some good snaps. And I mean, with McKinney out, we could see a bigger workload from Tony Jefferson. Remember, Ralph Vacchiano put this out back on the 25th of the month, so last week, a couple days ago. He said, Giants coach Brian Daboll indicated today that there's a chance Evan Neal, Ben Bredeson, Azeez Ojulari, and Daniel Bellinger will be back this week. He was talking about the Commanders game. This was following the Cowboys game. He said they are all improving. Of course, we know nothing until we see who practices on Wednesday. Guys, we were out so many starters against the Dallas Cowboys. That's not why you lost. You lost because you weren't the better football team that day. They won that game. But if you can get guys like Azeez Ojulari, Fabian Moreau, Evan Neal, Bredeson, maybe you get Daniel Bellinger back, maybe you get Joshua Ezeudu back. If you can, that would be huge. The Giants, they need to get healthy at this point in the season because they're good enough to compete with their 1s out there. They can win some games with their 2s out there. But I don't care what team you are in the NFL. If you're rolling with 3s and 3rd stringers throughout a lot of positions, like the Giants were against the Cowboys, it is going to be tough to win football games. I think the biggest guy you're getting back this week between Evan Neal and Azeez Ojulari. But let's focus in on our guy Azeez Ojulari. If he is able to go, it would really be the first time all year that we got to see these 4 guys in the trenches for New York. Kayvon Thibodeaux, he was great against the Cowboys. 9 QB pressures, 5 QB hits. Leonard Williams has been amazing. Dexter Lawrence has been amazing. It's time for Azeez Ojulari to show up. When Azeez is there, this team's better, and he makes the job of Kayvon Thibodeaux much easier. In 19 games in Azeez Ojulari's NFL career, he has 9 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 45 QB pressures, 52 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. There's no doubt about it that when Azeez plays, this team is better. He makes life for Kayvon easier, Dexter Lawrence easier, Leonard Williams easier. Can you see both those guys on the outside? Ojulari on one side, Thibodeaux on the other side, and then Williams and Lawrence in the middle? You could argue that that might be the best front four in the NFL. I am looking forward and hoping that Azeez Ojulari can come back this week. And I think once he does, he's going to make an immediate difference for this football team. Guys, we got to do our part. I know I said like the video at the part. We're pulling out all the stops here on Giants now. So we've lost a couple games. I think 3 out of the last 4 games the Giants have lost. So we're bringing it back. Sub for dubs. Let's get the mojo back. You see it right there. Let's bring the mojo back to the Giants. Because right now, I'm not upset. It's a little disappointed at a couple losses, but the season is right in front of us. We can control our own destiny. If you want to beat the Washington Commanders, go down right now, like this video. We put out videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors, and we're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subs. I want to get there by game day. You love the Giants, you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube, lock us in, hit that big red button. The NFL, and I guess Vegas is a better way to say this, Vegas has the Giants as 1.5-point underdogs at home against the Washington Commanders. Look, the NFL doesn't want to see us be great, but they didn't have us as favorites against the Packers. They didn't have us favorited against the Ravens. They didn't have us favorited against the Titans. The Giants have been underdogs all season long, and I want them to have that mentality. Keep playing like you're not good enough. Keep playing like the chips on your shoulder. Play like everyone forgot and already quit about you, because that's when this team was playing their best. Brian Daboll, it's time to have your team ready to play when the game starts. I'm tired of that second half team shit. Because you know what that means? That means you're not a first half team. And what does that mean? That means you're never ready to play. So get your guys ready to play, because if you fall behind against Washington, that could be a problem. Let me know who you got this weekend, though. Who's winning the football game? Type NYG for the Giants, or WAS, or WAS, W-A-S, for the Washington Commanders. Let's get to my keys to victory for the football game. I think the biggest one is get pressure on Taylor Heinicke. Because in just 6 games this season that he has started, where he is 5-1 in those games, this is a different team. Washington has had 2 seasons. They had the Carson Wentz disaster, and they had the Taylor Heinicke heroics. This guy is 5-1 in the 6 games he's played. But he's been sacked 9 times in 6 games. You can get pressure on him. He likes to stick in the pocket. He likes to try to make a big play downfield, which means he's able to get pressure on him. Kayvon Thibodeau, I know you were great against Dallas, but in my opinion, you can be better, because that's how good I think you are, and that's how good of a football player you are. You missed a huge sack against Dak Prescott. Did you have 9 QB pressures? No doubt about it. Did you have 5 QB hits? Yes, you did. It's time for Thibodeau to have a multi-sack game on Sunday, and he can do that against this Washington football team. Look, if you don't get pressure on Heinicke, he will find ways to beat you. I know the stats aren't sexy, but you know what is sexy? 5-1 in the last 6 games that he has started. This team rallies around him. They believe in him. But if Ojulari, Thibodeau, Lawrence, and Williams show up, they can make it really tough on Taylor Heinicke coming this Sunday. Second biggest key of the week. It hasn't happened the last 2 weeks. We'll show you the stats in a second. Find a way to get Saquon Barkley going and back on track. Because the last 2 weeks, you've had some of your worst offensive performances, and it's because Saquon Barkley has 26 carries for 61 yards in his last 2 games. My brother, he went to the game this past week, and he thinks that Saquon Barkley is hurt. He thinks that shoulder injury is bothering him, and that he's been being used as somewhat of a decoy. And if you go back and watch the Giants' second half attack last week, where they didn't score a point, unless you want to count that BS touchdown at the end, Saquon was used in motion. They gave some carries to Brightwell. They gave some carries to Breida. Hopefully Saquon Barkley's healthy, because when he's good, this team is good. He is the engine to this offense, to quote Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle, but it is so serious. We go as Saquon goes. And the best month of the season for Saquon Barkley in his NFL career has been December. He averages almost 90 yards per game in the month of December. December football is here. The season is now. It's win or eliminate your chances to go to the playoffs. We need Barkley to step up, so let's show him some love. Type 26, his jersey number, in the comment section right now. Let's show Saquon some love. We need him back. We need him to get back to the type player he was against a lot of teams earlier, like the Titans and like the Texans and like the Panthers and the Bears when he was great. We need that. Show up this week, Saquon. You'll earn a lot of money if you do. Type 26 in the comments to show our boy Saquon Barkley some love. And look, Cyber Monday is still here. Shout out to Fanatics for sponsoring today's show. Take advantage of their Cyber Monday deals. They're not going to last forever, and they got Giants stuff on sale. Giants are wearing their throwback jerseys once again this year. They were our don't show that one. No deal about it. And you get Daniel Jones, you get a Saquon Barkley, or you can get an Xavier McKinney. We almost showed you a Kadarius Toney one. I'll burn that jersey if I ever bought it. Look, the Giants won the last time they wore these jerseys. They're super sick. It's the last time they're wearing them this year. Get yours for game day. Go to chatsports.com/Giants Throwback. Chatsports.com/Giants Throwback. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Another big key, and I wish I could put more here. I'll just say it. Force Washington into 3rd and longs, and then take advantage when you get the opposing offense into 3rd and longs. I've never seen a team like the New York Giants give up so many 3rd and longs this year. They usually come on screenplays, short passes where the Giants would blitz, they'd catch them in a blitz, and they'd beat them. Get them into 3rd and longs, make Taylor Heineke beat you, and then take advantage in those 3rd and longs. Washington has the 27th ranked 3rd down offense in the National Football League. They only pick up first downs on 3rd down 36% of the time. That is 27th worst. What's that? That's terrible. It's not good. Take advantage. When you get them into those situations, take advantage. Another key that I should have had on here, find a way to stop Terry McLaurin. If you're out Adoree Jackson, you're out Fabian Morrow, that could be a problem. Slowing down Terry McLaurin, who in my opinion is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, will be big. He'll be featured on 3rd down. Find a way to stop him. Wink Martindale, I'm challenging you this week. Past couple of weeks, you haven't been all that good on 3rd down. The biggest key, I think, though, out of all of this, get back to finding a way to manufacture explosive plays. Whether that's Darius Slayton like he did against the Cowboys. You threw 2 deep shots. Daniel Jones makes a good throw on the first drive. That's a walk-in touchdown. The next one results in a Darius Slayton big-time catch. I need Saquon Barkley to pop off a run. Whether it's a run, whether it's a screen pass. Can I see a big play from Darius Slayton? Well, Kenny Golladay, please show the hell up. We need an explosive play and multiple explosive plays this week. Because if you fall behind early to Washington, it's over. They have the number 1 time of possession in the National Football League. They know how to kill the clock. They know how to sustain long drives. If you fall behind, they'll go into clock chew mode like you do on Madden, the 4-minute drill, where fast forward through the play clock. Find a way to manufacture points on big plays. Because if you fall behind 10, 13, they could run the ball into the ground, and this game could be over before you know it. Giants, Commanders, this Sunday. Predict the score for me in the comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking. I asked you who's going to win earlier, but now I want to see what you got as the score prediction. The over-under was 40, and it was Washington minus 1.5. Give me the Giants 24-20. 24-20. I got Giants 24-20. They have some big stops in the red zone, holding them to field goals, and the Giants find a way to win a football game. That's who you are. You're the team all year that has found a way to win football games. You got to do it this week. This is a must-win football game. Show up, play your A game, and Washington can't fuck with you. It's that simple. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're going to have videos all day, every day this week. Be live on Wednesday. Be live on Sunday. Let's go Big Blue. Type real one if you made it this far.